Good evening and welcome to tonight's show from DJNTV, Disc Jockey News TV. Tonight's show is brought to you by Electra Voice, DJ Event Planner, DJ Trivia, Odyssey Innovative Designs and Cases, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, and the DJNTV Insiders.
Welcome, everybody, to the PHDJ Podcast. This is Mike.
This is Joe.
How are you, Joe?
Happy New Year.
Are you overmodulating like I'm overmodulating?
No, I'm just kind of doing like 9 things at once, but ready to get the new year started with a new podcast. I think people were really jonesing last week, Mike, that we weren't.
I had a few people hit me up and say, "What? Nothing new? What are you doing?" So that's why we not only kind of redid our favorite Christmas music one, which I love. I love that podcast, and it was enjoyable going back. I listened to that on Christmas Eve as I was kind of getting in the mood. But then on Thursday, a few people hit me up, so that's why I what do you want to call it? Promoted the top 41, which I still love. I think that's my favorite out of all the ones we've done.
Those were good ones, man. Definitely. Yeah. I love the music stuff, and I think most people really resonate with those as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're a working DJ, there's few topics that are better than, what music do people play and everything else. And by the way, if you're watching this on video, you can tell that Joe and I didn't have gigs this weekend because neither one of us are clean and shaved. We're both a little scruffy, aren't we?
No, I did actually. I worked my ass off this week.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, New Year's Eve gig?
I did the 29th wedding, 30th wedding, 31st New Year's Eve party.
Oh, see, I've been off for a week, so that's why it's a little.
It looks good. It's got that gray in there like mine does.
I know. I don't get a lot of gray on top, but I get it all in here, which I'll take. I'll sacrifice that any day.
Yeah, me too.
You got that salt and pepper look on. It's kind of cool. So Happy New Year.
Yeah, man. You too, brother. How was everything? Good Christmas? You didn't work New Year's Eve?
I did not work New Year's Eve. My mom's birthday
I saw that.
Was this past weekend. She turned, I know.
She won't allow.
It's one of those numbers you celebrate. Let's just put it that way. And so my dad had asked me earlier in the year, what do you think we should do with Dad? I'm not going to say. Don't bother. And so I said, wouldn't it be great if we all got to, and by all, I mean all 4 children, my 3 siblings and myself, if we all got together for a weekend. And so my dad said, great, run with it. And he empowered me. I found this amazing house upstate New York, up in the Catskills. $460 a night, which is not bad for, I think there was up to 9 bedrooms. We only utilized 6 of the bedrooms, but there were up to 9 bedrooms. And
that's a steal.
Yeah. And especially if you're a skier, none of us ski, but it was 10 minutes to Hunter Mountain. So it was really nice. So we got together. My mom's birthday is December 30th. So we drove up on Saturday. We had a great dinner for my mom's birthday. And then we were all there for New Year's Eve.
So it was really
or did y'all go out to eat? We did. You know, it's great. I think I've mentioned this before. My sister is married to a chef.
Right. They own a restaurant, right?
Having a chef. No, he's Peachy's actually worked in the restaurant business his whole career, but a number of years ago, he got a job for the Swedish consulate. He's the Swedish consulate's personal chef, which is a kind of a cush position. Yeah. Other than a few big events, and there are a couple of big events during the year. Other than that, he's basically preparing dinner for the consulate and his wife, and lunches and things like that. It's a cush position, but having a chef in the family, it makes cooking dinner a little bit nicer because we basically got, restaurant quality. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And then New Year's Eve was nice to have everybody together celebrating a New Year's Eve. I can't remember the last time I was with my older brother and Robin and everything else. So it was nice. So I did not work really this New Year's Eve, although I will say this, I have never minded working New Year's Eve. Given the choice, obviously this year I blocked it off. I would much rather get a gig, a wedding, or even one of those public parties where you're playing for different people in a event hall or restaurant. To me, New Year's Eve is an overrated night. Totally. It's, this year we celebrated and we were in bed within 15 minutes.
12:03.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
I'm the same way, man.
Did you have a wedding or did you have a
No, it was this company that does a lot of corporate and events and stuff that we use, an event planning company, they use New Year's Eve as their employee party. So they do it every year.
Ah,
So
okay.
and it's small. I mean, there weren't 40 people in there.
So without going into too many details, Joe, do you charge a premium for New Year's Eve?
I don't.
Or is that your normal? So it's your normal rack rate, if you will.
It was it was less than a wedding. It was about what I would charge if I went out and did an hourly private party of any nature, birthday party, class reunion, whatever.
Right.
And
we're kind of the same way. The only thing we don't do is, New Year's Eve was a Monday night. If we got a normal Monday night event request, we would probably discount. We work with the client. We have an off night discount. Sure. We don't do that. So New Year's Eve, we don't charge a premium, but we don't give that midweek discount. Correct. So that's the only thing we kind of do differently, if you will. But I know some guys, and listen, they're entitled to do this. I don't think there's anything unethical if you want to bump your price up. Sure. If you stay in a hotel on New Year's Eve, you're paying more than you would if you stayed there a week
100%,
later.
100%.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, no, we didn't do a bump or anything though.
All right.
I get asked
so
that a lot.
What was the song that you played at midnight?
So I played Shout going into midnight, and then I noticed I thought I had timed it right, but I was a little bit short. So I went from Shout to Jump Around, and I played about a minute and a half of that. And
that's cool.
A 20-second countdown that I've been using for years. And I started that right at the 22nd. I hit it pretty close this year. And then
did you have TVs in the room?
Nope. Nobody. There was not a TV.
I hate having TVs in the room. I tell people, stay off your phones. Yep. I'll get you to midnight.
Yep.
Don't worry about looking at your phone. And then usually at like 10 of, I start, we got 10 minutes left. Yep. We got 5 minutes left. We got 4 minutes left. So I'm letting them know I'm completely in charge of the time. Don't worry about it.
And then let's see. I went Auld Lang Syne Mariah for maybe 45 seconds. I guess through the first when she says Auld Lang Syne, and then I went back to whatever year this came out. I Got a Feeling, and it went over.
Oh, nice, very cool.
And
so you really didn't quote slow it down at midnight. You didn't do the traditional slow song for the couples kind of thing.
I did. Okay. I just played a little bit of Auld Lang Syne, and then I knew that this party ended hard at 12:30, so I was like, I'm gonna go for it. But man, I'm telling you, I would have put very few DJs to be able to get through this party as well as it went for only 40 people, because I rocked them from 9 to 12:30.
Nice.
Yeah.
And when you say rock them, they were dancing for 3.5 hours.
Somebody was dancing on that dance floor for 3.5 hours. It started at 7:30. So
and again, and I've asked you to do this, you didn't record it, right?
I did not.
Why did you not record your 11:30? I would love to hear 11:30 to 12:15. Yeah, or 12:30. Either way, I'd love to hear it. Right. Your mixes, your announcements, your microphone. I would freaking love to hear that, man.
I was chattering. All right.
Please, Joe.
I'm just going to start recording.
This isn't just me. This is all of our podcast listeners. Please put up a recording like that.
I love it.
Want to hear it. All right?
It's happening.
Cool. So let's talk about the new year. Most people, 2019 is here. Most people begin a year with resolutions or goals or whatever you call it. Mm-hmm. Did Joe Bunn wake up yesterday morning? And we're recording this Wednesday. It'll drop tomorrow. So did Joe Bunn wake up on New Year's Day with a list of these are the things I want to both personally and professionally, either or?
Personally, Mike, I never do a personal one, like lose 10 pounds or this, that, and the other one. I think
you're in pretty incredible shape. So physically, good. I don't think you.
I'm not that guy. And I made a post about this right before I went on New Year's Eve, and I was like, I'm not really a resolutions guy. I'm more of a just consistency guy. You know what I mean? Take care of my family. Keep hustling, running the business, act as if it's day one of the company instead of day whatever. Stay as healthy as I can. I mean, I think it's more consistency. I think goals is a better word for me, especially when it comes to business, Mike. I mean, I think that you and I are we've been in this game 30 plus years each, not combined each. And so I think that for me, I have several goals, and they're more business related than personal. What about yourself?
Okay. So let's get into specifics, and we'll do mine in a few minutes. But what specifically are Bunn DJ Company's goals?
I think that without a doubt, you and I can both agree that we want to see more people at the PHDJ workshop. Would you agree with that?
I don't know whether to put that under personal or professional. I guess it's more professional. But yes, I mean, at this point, the guys who have signed up for it love it because it's going to be very one-on-one.
Right.
But yes, you and I would love to sell a few more seats for the workshop. And somebody hit me up last week right before the New Year's Eve and asked me if I had a code, a discount code for the. And I said I don't. And this is where you and I, maybe we've gone about this all wrong. We put what we think is the true value for the workshop as the price, $699.
Sure.
Maybe we should have set it for $799, knowing that we're going to give anybody who asks a $100 discount. But that's just never been my way.
Or $15,000 minus the discount code is $14,300.
Whatever it is. I mean, I don't know, but I felt bad saying no to this guy.
Yeah.
But I also, as I said no, I said, but keep in mind, we really do believe $699 is an incredible value. The deal is that you're paying $700 for what we consider to be thousands of dollars worth of content. And it's not just us saying it. Look at any of our graduates and what they've had to say. So, it's the same thing with Elite. I've never been the type that has a price, but then what I'm really going to sell for. Our price is our price. And there are plenty of local competitors who quote higher than us. But as soon as a client says we're looking at Elite, they drop to $100 less than us. So why didn't, if you're $100 less than us, then that should be your price. I don't know why you want to, but maybe some marketers will tell you we're doing it all wrong. We should have set the price
myself.
Yeah. So it is $699. We don't have discount codes. We don't have any, but we honestly believe that it's going to be well worth that for you.
PHDJworkshop.com. Get on it.
Go check out the itinerary and topics, and please watch that video of the graduates talking about it, because I think that's the key.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bunn DJ Co. Obviously, you want to sell more tickets to the workshop.
Sure.
What else is Bunn and by the way, I saw that you are now bi-coastal.
That's what I was getting ready to touch on next. I was like, I know you were kind of in and out of.
I saw it. Congrats.
Thank you, man. So we just signed the deal to open our 5th Bunn DJ company in San Diego, California now. So this guy worked for me years ago, back when he worked for me back in the era when I was booking a lot of bars, actually, Mike, and was a house DJ, and then he owned his own bar here. I think he moved out there about 3 years ago. His wife got a job, and, he's just kind of he's been DJing out there, doing different mobile things. But we reconnected recently, and I was like, man, I've got 3 other offices killing it, and I think you would be great out there. And I think it's a great market, and he's super smart. He's really sharp, and so one thing.
I don't know much about the San Diego market, but I imagine he's going to go in there and with your guidance and with your marketing expertise, and that's when people sign up to be a Bunn DJ Co.
owner,
that's what they're getting. They're getting the inside secrets of what Joe Bunn has done to launch and basically take over all of Raleigh. They're getting all that. So I imagine he's going to kick some butt down there. So is that a 2018 accomplishment, or is that a 2019?
I would say it's a 2018 accomplishment getting him signed. The 2019 goal is to get him busy,
rocking.
Yep.
Okay.
Add guys, add shows, market infiltration, dial in with all the vendors, everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a
cool.
Goal. Huge goal.
Cool. Will Joe be flying out to San Diego to help him with any of that?
I will, 100%. In fact,
I definitely would too. As a matter of fact, if you want me along for that ride, you let me know. I've only been to San Diego once in my life, but I remember it being a beautiful city.
It's pretty. In fact, I think I'm going there in a couple of weeks, and then just parlay it right into that NAMM show that I've never been to. I know.
Yeah.
Been, right?
John brought me out to that NAMM show maybe 6-7 years ago. I loved it.
BPM Supreme is taking me, so I'll just do an all-in-one kind of
The only thing I didn't love about that was I sort of had to choose, and it was just my own personal, between that and Mobile Beat that year, so I missed Mobile Beat that year. I just didn't feel like making trips back to back. But I did love that NAMM. It's mind-blowing.
I know. I'm excited. I'm definitely heading out there. So that's the 24th, January 24th.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm heading out there.
Cool. So that would make sense to parlay that trip.
Yep.
Very cool. Any other Bunn DJ Co. goals?
Definitely going to try and get another young guy or two. I'm saying sub 30 years old.
Right.
Definitely going to try and hit I didn't really do any of the conventions last year other than Mobile Beat, so I'll definitely be at Midwest DJs Live and Mobile Beat this year. So add one more. And then the big thing I'm working on, Mike, I don't know if you've seen any of these posts come across about this DJ's Vault thing that I'm working on.
I did. Yeah, I meant to ask you about that. Yeah.
So this, again, and just, I'm going to plug this because I think it's going to be really what I'm going to be working on most next year is www.thedjsvault. Obviously, you can't put an apostrophe in a URL. thedjsvault.com. If you go there now, put in your email address, you automatically get a free download of a PDF I wrote called How to Get on the Preferred Vendors List, which if you're a mobile DJ, that's very important.
Key.
And it's basically going to be content for really mobile DJs, Mike. I mean, video, instead of, how you and I put out a DVD usually every year or every other year, the DVD or all the long form DVDs I've done are going to be on there available to watch. All the short form videos that Randy and I made that are going to be redone are going to be on there. Articles I've written, membership.
And this is a paid platform, Joe?
It will be.
So if I want to sign up, what's it going to run me?
That's a
I don't
great
mean
question.
me because I know you give me a discount, but what would it run average Joe?
It's going to be 3 tiers, Mike, and I'm not on this
so you haven't decided that. Okay.
I have, but I'm not.
Well, why don't you just say you've decided it, but you're not ready to announce it? Because it kind of makes it seem like you're making it up as you go along.
No, I have not.
You're
I've
not
decided
ready
it, but I'm not ready to
reveal that
announce
information.
it.
There you go.
There will be 3 tiers, whatever, tier 1, 2, 3. And it kind of tiers up. I mean, 2 and 3 are going to have, webinars
get
with
more
me.
content.
Yep.
Right.
The third one's going to have personal one-on-one monthly calls with me, like a membership site does. So it's going to be very cool. And so they're building it out now, and we'll be launching before Mobile Week.
Nice. So you were able to get the URL, the DJ's Vault.
Yeah.
Cool.
I wanted the DJ Vault, I think, and I couldn't get it without.
Couldn't get it? Really? Wow.
Or DJ. There's a guy named DJ Vault, and I think he had DJVault.com.
Oh, okay. So that's why you had to put the in front of it.
Mm-hmm. So that's my big push right now.
Good. Very cool.
So if you hadn't signed up, free PDF, go sign up, thedjsvault.com.
Cool.
Let's hear it, Mike. What's going on with y'all?
So
Release,
personally,
Mike, everything.
I'll start with personal. 2018 was a busy year for me. I got a lot accomplished, but in doing that, and I know this has been a lifelong trend of mine, the busier I am, my physical fitness kind of gets off put, and I need to get back to focusing on that. And I've got specific goals and things like that. I'm not going to say that I'm a fat blob, but I'm not in the shape that thank you, but I'm not in the shape that I like to be in and that I have been in for much of the last 10 years. So
do I hear marathon run?
I'm not, I'm probably never going to do another marathon. It's the amount of running I've come to this realization is just too much wear and tear on my body. But I ran 400 miles last year. I want to double that this year. Whoa. So I want to, which really shouldn't be daunting. That's 15 miles a week. That's not too much.
Crazy, right.
But so I want to double that number as well as, maintain, I've got this life cycle in the basement that I use sporadically. I need to do that more often. I need to do other levels of fitness. Kelly and I we're trying to get a little bit further into hiking. For a Christmas present. Kelly got me this amazing hike in September. It's a 4-day up in New Hampshire, so we're hiking part of the Appalachian Trail. Looks like a huge ascent, a pretty large mountain that we're climbing. So we need to both be in better. I mean, if this thing was tomorrow, Kelly and I would struggle to do it. So that's a great goal. We have that as a goal to be able to do this hike in September and not be, crying because we can't finish it.
Right.
So and I haven't run a race in a couple of years, a shorter race. I'd like to do a 5K or 10K that I'm proud of, that I can, put up some good numbers. So that's personal goal. As far as professional, I added 3 new DJs last year. So last year, I think we even talked about it on this episode. It was training those 3 guys. Now they're trained, they're up and running, but their schedules are pretty barren. So similar to the way your philosophy is, or one of your goals is, San Diego, I got to get that up and running. I got to get David, Daniel, and Nick more gigs and fill up their schedules and calendars a little bit more, which obviously is going to make them more money. It's going to make me more money. It's going to be a win-win all around. And then as far as the book goes, last year, again, I think on this podcast, I said I got to get that book published. I did that. So that was one of the things that took up a lot of my time. I've already begun the promotion of it, but I want to continue pushing hard and getting this book. I'd like to, by this time next year, be looking at over 1,000 copies sold.
Do you think you've got another book in you? And if so, is it a DJ related thing or a music related thing?
No, it's a novel. I do. And I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about concepts because it's just kind of a vague thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my next book will be a novel because that's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to write something fiction, something that grabs the reader and they can't put it down. I have a novel written from 20 years ago that never got published. But
I never knew this.
Oh, yeah. I think we've talked about it on this air. I wrote a novel, maybe even more than 20. Yeah, about 25 years ago. And I even had an agent for it, and we shopped it. I've got an envelope at home. I still carry it with me. Well, I mean, every time I've moved, it's moved with me. Probably the top dozen publishing houses that you can think of.
Sure.
Harper, Simon and Schuster. They all of them rejected my books. So the fact that I even got to them is pretty big accomplishment. But yeah, I've got rejection letters from all of them. But yeah, but I don't know that's not a goal for 2019. That's a future. I've got to get the idea. Because I've started writing a lot of novels, but unless you have the plot all worked out in your head, you stall. Right. So I've got to get the plot worked out, and then I can sit down and start writing it.
I love it. Yeah.
But those are personal and professional goals. And one of the things I want to do for Elite in 2019 is really capture social media a lot better than we've been doing. I think we've been doing a good job. I think we've been doing better than most.
Yep.
But that's not enough for me. I really do believe that moving forward, if you want to catch this millennial bride and the one after the millennial, you have to, Generation Z or whatever we're calling them now, you have got to be crushing it on social media or they're just not going to find you. And if they find you, they're not going to care about you because you're not appearing on their platform. So I think Elite does well, and I'm trying to be innovative about it and different, but that's going to take even more work in 2019.
It's a ton of work, Mike. I've got a whole stack of articles, that I've saved that I need to read. I really wanted to go to the Social Media Examiner conference. I think it's probably around NAMM time. It's right before Mobile Bee, and it's of course in California. Like I know KC went one year. Anyway.
And P.S., going back to the workshop, this is a huge topic that Joe and I talk about. And again, I think Joe does an amazing job on social media. I'm really proud of what Elite does, but I also want to do better. And we share a lot of our tips, in the workshop. So if you think that those platforms are important, which if you don't, I question how smart you are about this industry. The workshop, that content alone, I think is worth attending our PHDJ workshop because we are going to share some incredible social media tips with you.
Yep, 100%. I picked up a bunch. We had an internet summit here in Raleigh that comes through every year. This first year I've been able to go, and that was 2 full days. I took a lot of notes at that. I took a lot of notes on things that worked for us and didn't work for us throughout the year. And I'll be
it's funny. That's the ever-changing. Every time we 100%. Do the workshop, the stuff that I talk about recruiting and training, I tweak it from time to time, but that pretty much is standalone. But the attacking social media, and you talk about, getting on vendor lists, and that's pretty much the same. Yep. But the social media stuff, Joe and I scrap what we have every year and start. And I haven't done that yet for March. I'll be doing that in the next couple weeks.
Yep.
So it will be the freshest content you can possibly think of.
Yeah, it'll be super fresh. Yep. Yeah. Mike, speaking of Vegas, you want to just kind of real quick again plug what you're going to be doing, because I know you're
I'm super psyched. Busy. I am super busy. I'm going to be speaking on that Monday. So Monday, I think it's 1:00. I kick off the seminars, which I'm really proud. That's the position that Marcello had a couple years ago. It's the position that Randy Bartlett had, and I'm super stoked to be kicking that off. And that is a seminar that I've been working on for months and months. Continue to work on. I'm so psyched to present this. It's called Why People Dance, and that is really, the title says it all. I am super analyzing what makes people get out on the dance floor and dance. Why don't they dance? I've basically identified 3 different attitudes when it comes to dancing. And we're going to be talking about those specifics and what you can do to help these people dance, and why you should ignore these people and don't even try to get them dancing, blah, 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 blah. So video content as usual and different things. So I'm super stoked about that. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and I believe Thursday morning as well, I am going to be leading microphone workshops, which are going to be small, limited number of people so that everybody can get on the microphone, and very similar to the way I do it when I go out to different companies that have me do this. Everyone is in the room. We'll get on the microphone, and I'll have a chance to kind of critique them and give them some suggestions and feedback and point out what I think that they do well, and maybe give them suggestions to do things differently. So I'm super stoked about it. And then Thursday afternoon, we start PHDJ. So yeah, this is a working trip for me. I'm going to be working hard.
And it's not a the mic workshops aren't an extra fee either, Mike, are they?
I don't believe so. No, go to mobilebeat.com and look for details. But I am pretty sure that they're included in every pass. I know the VIP passes definitely, but I'm pretty sure they're included in every single pass. Really, what it's going to come down to is first come, first serve, because it is a limited number. You know, I can't get 100 people on the microphone in an hour workshop, so you know it is going to be limited as far as the numbers, but. Yeah, I believe it's available to anyone who's there.
Fantastic.
You too, Joe. I'd love to hear you get on the microphone. Why don't you pop in on one and get on the microphone? I'd love that. I'd love it.
Never ask, what was the thing you said? Never ask people to do things that you're not willing to do yourself.
See, Joe, I've taught you something in all of our years. At least I've taught you one thing. That's awesome. Very cool.
I stole it and acted like I made it up, but anyway.
That's a lot of people do that. A lot of people do.
Oh, man. Guys, we appreciate y'all so much for listening. Last year was a blast. We hope to keep the podcast going for you guys. As always, we ask you to comment under our posts each week and tell us what you want to hear about. Maybe we
share it.
Yep, share the podcast. Tell your friends about it. Your people that you don't compete against, of course, and let us know what you want us to talk about, because we're an open book. We've been doing this a long time, and we've got a wealth of.
What Joe's saying is we're fresh out of ideas, so help us out. That's what Jill, let me interpret that.
We have zero to talk about. Let's get it going. Anything else, Mike?
I think that's good. Let's put a bow on it.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year to you, Mike, and we're gonna keep this thing rocking.
Happy New Year, everybody. See you next week.
Later.
Bye.